are back, and you can see how Jamal Mashburn has taken control of the New Orleans offense with 13 third-quarter points.
He's just so deceptive. Here he is working off screens. And the problem right here is the defense needs to force the action. You can't just react to Jamal Mashburn, especially when he's hot. And out in the break, Baron Davis out to David Wesley. He's out. His team's able to corral the rebound. An easy two. He's that break in real time. And the Sixers right now, if they want to get control of this game back, they need to force the action on the defensive end. If Jamal Mashburn gets hot, don't just let him catch the ball wherever he wants. Force him out of his comfort zone. Harass him when he catches the ball.
McKee tracks it down with 8 on the shot. Posts on Davis, turns baseline. Mashburn, Wesley, Brown, Traylor, and Baron Davis on the floor for New Orleans right now. Double mash, and they go to Brown, and Derek Coleman's whistled on the entry pass. So there was new strategy defensively after the timeout. They hit Mashburn on the catch.
A nice double team, but when P.J. Brown comes across the lane, you see McKee here doing a nice job holding his ground. When Van Horn comes over, you see P.J. Brown, he recognizes the fact, but you cannot foul that guy because you want the ball out of Mashburn's hands. You want to make the other guy beat you.
Mashburn took it in deeper that time. They couldn't get to the double team. Then he pulled it out and jumped up over McKee.
It was a nice job spacing by the Hornets. There weren't any defenders around to help him double team. Mash has that turnaround jumper going. There's not a lot you can do at it. Just at his mercy.
Iverson's foul did a good job on Wesley.
They don't double him here. Snow's got to go right away if he's the man to double team. Last time they came with a big, so you figure the bigs are on the other side of the floor. Eric Snow's staying tight to his man. But unless they do something about Jamal Mashburn, he's going to send this series back to Philly.
This was a big foul called on Wesley. It is number 4. And he's been trying to hold his ground against Allen Iverson. And this could force Silas's hands here. He's got to think at least about taking Wesley out. Van Horn runs down the miss. For the time being, Wesley stays on the floor and is still tracking Iverson. Allen will try to get a quick 5 on him. Looks him in the eye and kick corner. Here's Snow, the 3. No. Van Horn on the follow. And 1. Keith Van Horn aggressively rebounds and puts it back.
Well, come this time of the year, you need to box out. Derek Coleman on the inside. Van Horn there to pick up the loose ball and clean up the mess. Rebounding has been a key factor in this series. See Baron Davis sit down. Kenny Anderson coming in.
Now here's what Silas has decided to do. He's going to rest Baron Davis, bring Robert Pack in, and in the fourth quarter of many of these games, he has over on Iverson.
In the last game, it worked real well for him. He went big. He had Lynch out there with Mashburn. Those guys are running a 2-3 spot, and you had Baron Davis as your point. When your off guard is 6'8", and your point guard 6'3", that's a big lineup.
And he'll try Kenny Anderson over on the point. I think I said Pack was up. Let me correct that. Kenny Anderson in for the first time. So that's the 4th foul on McKee. So Anderson is out with Wesley in the backcourt. Traylor, Brown, and Mashburn.
Aaron McKee's going to need a hot bath after this game. As much as he's wrestling Mashburn in the block, he's giving away 3 or 4 inches. And on top of that, he's giving away a good 30 pounds. At least.
Van Horn again. Out now to Snow. 79-77, New Orleans. And now we're deadlocked at 79. They double team the ball. Anderson dribbles it free. And Mashburn knocks down the 3-ball.
He's just so smooth. Shoots that ball effortlessly from the corner.
Iverson blows inside. Difficult. High degree of difficulty. New Orleans comes away with it. And the foul is going to be on Iverson.
Iverson basically trying to work against 4 or 5 people. Look at those numbers. Got to go back to double teaming, taking that ball out of his hands. Kenny Anderson, after he got trapped, he's able to break out of it. He finds Mashburn in the corner. He's feeling way too good to leave him wide open like that. Baron Davis loves that. Loves that action. You know, Brent, one thing I have noticed this year during the playoffs, the Stars are definitely providing tons of highlights. They have not disappointed. You know, virtually every superstar, all the All-Stars have performed at a high level.
Van Horn, front of the iron, and Lynch played on the 76ers Eastern Conference Championship team a couple years ago and burned his old buddies badly the other night in 5. Pull up now by Mashburn again.
If you don't take the ball out of his hands, 21 in this quarter, and he still has more time.
Iverson comes back at the other end. New Orleans ball with 18 still on the shot. Well, when's the last time we saw a 21-point outburst following the Stars, huh?
It's been a long time, but you got to love these shootouts when you have Allen Iverson and Jamal Mashburn providing the fireworks.
Iverson. And underneath, the foul is called. Monty Williams.
Allen Iverson was open for a long time on that possession. If he's your man with a hot hand, I'd be looking for him every time I had the basketball. And what a strange quarter. This one he thought Philly had the game in hand. Jamal Mashburn comes to the rescue. He's ignited his New Orleans teammates. They've responded across the board. And he has a broken finger on his right hand. He's still dropping jumpers.
At 3:30 Eastern, followed on TNT at 8 p.m. Orlando at Detroit. Now that is the case if all 3 of the teams come through. Already Detroit has, and Mashburn with Davis double teamed, and Williams picks up the personal.
So the 76ers are wasting fouls here to start this 4th quarter. They're going to put the Hornets in the penalty early. And you want to waste these fouls when guys are going to the bucket, not when they're passing back out to their teammates.
This quarter, 5 team fouls already.
Exactly. So now every time they penetrate, or you can touch them in the backcourt, they're getting 2 free throws.
Iverson is barking to a couple of huge swings. Iverson leading the way with 30 points, but Mashburn has put up 33, including 21 in the 3rd quarter, Sean.
And he did it from everywhere on the floor. going outside behind the three-point arc, fading away. Doesn't matter who you put on them. These shots are contested. Another contested fadeaway jumper. And finally, a three from the corner. This guy had it going in a big way in that third quarter. Got himself to the line. Hit plenty of outside jumpers. He was easily the catalyst. And you figure the Hornets outscored Philly 25-14 since the middle of the third quarter. We got Lenny Kravitz playing, too.
New Orleans shooting 54%. Philadelphia, 46%. Here's Van Horn, the three, yes. Huge three following the timeout to make it 90-86, a four again.
You got a 4-point game with basically 10 minutes to play with the 76ers and a guy like Allen Iverson on the floor. It's pretty much a tie ball game. 4 points is nothing for this kid to make up.
Mauricio and Traylor in that front line. Lynch is out here. Mashburn, Davis, and here's Van Horn making a defensive play. Bounce pass Iverson in for the layup, and we're sitting on a deuce now.
There you have it, streaking in the open floor. He's a sprinter. He's a long-distance runner. And on top of that, he's a phenomenal basketball player.
That ends that 5.5-minute drought. Talk about a productive timeout. And Williams is called for the foul on Mashburn. Remember now, they're already over the limit. Williams can't believe it. And what John told you, every time they foul, they're going to put somebody on the line.
Well, they burn their fouls up. And you see Allen Iverson out in the open floor getting an easy one. But coming back now, it makes you tentative when you're playing defense. Monty Williams trying to argue his case. But they burned their fouls up at the beginning of this quarter. They had a lot of unnecessary calls go against them. They're fouling guys away from the bucket, not even a threat to score, and now they pay the price as the quarter goes along. You see that those free throws, expect the Hornets to even that up pretty quickly here.
Van Horn snares another rebound. 34 points from Ashburn, even though he missed his second free throw. Iverson momentarily doubled by Lynch, keeps it on the dribble, comes right down the middle, and the foul is going to go against New Orleans. And Baron Davis has picked up number 5. Remember now, we told you when he hit 4 that it could be troublesome, and that's 5 on Baron Davis. And that could really cause some problems as Kenny Anderson quickly gets up. From
Allen Iverson 3 feet behind the three-point line. Just got to be careful with the fouls you're taking.
.33 for Iverson.
You got to remember when you see those scores by the quarter, he had a phenomenal fourth quarter of game 1, had 20 points.
Traylor did all he could just to save it. After breaking down the floor momentarily. Traylor to pick. Williams on the double team. Traylor bounces Van Horn off the hardwood and knocks it down.
It's like running into a rubber wall.
That was unbelievable.
You didn't even feel him.
It's a 4-point game again. 7:54. He hit him with the whole tractor trailer that time. Iverson fouled on the shot. Take a look now.
Boom. And that's just put Mac on the front of Taylor's uniform.
We could have had a technical called on Wesley. That's the 5th foul on Wesley, and he was barking. Silas gets in between Wesley and the official. So both of the starting guards, Davis and Wesley, 5 fouls apiece. So far in this series, there's been no question, though, that the deeper team has been New Orleans. Larry Brown's had trouble getting point production off his bench.
So when you have your two starting guards in foul trouble, that shifts to Philadelphia's favor because you have to figure who's going to guard Allen Iverson when both your guys have 5 fouls apiece.
Lynch misfires. Iverson rebounds, and he bounces off Traylor and is fouled. The Traylor said, man, how can you call that? All he did, he just hit me off the shoulder and rolls on the floor, and you call me for a foul. That's terrible.
You tell the big fella, I know you didn't feel them, but they were there. Here's Traylor going after that offensive rebound, and he barely touches him, but you have to figure. Allen Iverson not even pushing 200 pounds.
Iverson's three, yes, rattles in. And Allen Iverson puts Philly up at the 7:14 mark. He has Philly's last 8 points.
And did I say like 2 minutes ago that a 4-point lead was basically an even ball game?
Wesley has to give it up because of Iverson. Mashburn got the shooter's bounce. He can't believe it either.
No, that's when you're ridiculously hot. Looked like he was almost trying to create some body contact so he could get himself to the line.
36 points for Mashburn here tonight. Regains the lead for New Orleans. Iverson will try to get it right back. Doesn't, but Coleman cleans up.
Heads-up play by DC. He was huge at the start of that third quarter. Sat down for a little while and quieted down, but that offensive rebound was a giant play.
Mashburn's turn. Traylor says, let me do it this time. Yes, sir. The big man puts New Orleans back ahead. They're 11 it over on Bourbon Street.
But if you let Traylor beat you, you just got to live with that. As opposed to Jamal Mashburn dropping 40 or 50 on you.
This shot as Wesley goes down. Can't believe that he didn't get the foul that time.
No one's getting calls coming down the stretch. It's been extremely physical.
5:45. New Orleans up a point with the basketball. Steal by Snow. Phillies ahead 98-97 as we go seesawing down the stretch. Paul wants a timeout. Wants it across the midcourt line. Now the timeout.
It was excellent anticipation by Snow. When Mashburn turned his back and made that pass, Snow was all over it. And furthermore, when he got that ball and broke...
Welcome back, everybody, with Sean Elliott and Sal Masekela. I'm Brett Musburger. The largest crowd in New Orleans arena history, 18,570, and they're watching a beauty. The 76ers, led by Allen Iverson, are up a point, 98-97. 38 points for Iverson here tonight. And back in game one, Sean, he went wild with the double nickel.
He's dropping 55 on you. He had it going, not only on the offensive end, but defensively as well, making things happen for himself. And he's one of the handful of players in this league that once they get hot, you can do whatever you want. You can throw a double team on them, trap him. It doesn't matter. He can find points in all sorts of ways.
And Philly called for the foul. And you can see that since that game, Allen Iverson has been held down. But here tonight, he has 38 on 12 of 27 from the field, with Traylor stepping up to the free throw line. And, you know, when we think of Robert Traylor, this has to be his best production of the series. He's 3 of 3 from the field. He's played 20 minutes here tonight. He's had 5 rebounds. He has not turned the ball over yet. Has a couple of assists. I guess the only negative is what just occurred here, that he could have tied the game and didn't. So Robert Traylor off the bench with solid production. Still can't tie. Misses them both. Sal, what was going on in Silas's huddle?
Well, Coach Silas said, hey, guys, this is still our game, but you have to believe it's our game. You have to believe it. He said no more mistakes and especially no more turnovers. But...
And so Iverson over here in the corner along with Van Horn. And the Sixers are called as Van Horn picks up number 4. And now New Orleans can take the lead. Mashburn will go for it. Bad miss that time. Wanted the foul, not going to get it on that jump shot.
Van Horn was able to step out and contest that shot. As soon as he went up, all he saw was a black jersey in his face.
Now, will Iverson get some firepower help from Van Horn and others here tonight?
He may not need it. He's one of those guys that can get it done by himself.
Tries to put a move on Wesley. The pull-up, the jump shot, not this time. P.J. Brown to the floor, and here comes Baron Davis now. Mashburn's picked up by McKee. And McKee inadvertently hits him in the face. Mashburn wants to swing down to the baseline now. Got a clear out, come up over the top. Off iron into Snow's hands, and a foul underneath. And it's going to be against Philly. Larry Brown, very upset.
Well, that just punches you right in the gut. When you have McKee going one-on-one against Mashburn, he's able to contain him for a shot. And he managed not to corral the rebound.
Number 4 on Derek Coleman, and now P.J. Brown. We'll see if he can do it at the free throw line. He cannot. That's 3 big misses in a row here. Trailer up here, and now P.J. .422, and P.J. Brown ties it at 98.
The Hornets have to take advantage from the free throw line. That's been their big plus this quarter. They were in the bonus with 10 minutes to play.
McKee jumps out on the attack. Derek Coleman, left baseline. Misfired. Van Horn had a hand on it, but Davis was in behind him. Now it's New Orleans for the lead. Yes! Baron Davis nails. Davis playing with 5. Iverson shooting to make it a 1-point game. This is the free throw into Lynch's hands.
And we talked about it during the break, how that advantage, that depth advantage swings toward Philly's favor when your guards have that kind of foul trouble.
And Lynch will move over and play the 2-guard spot in this lineup with Traylor out there, Mashburn and P.J. Brown. They'll be the big fellas in the front line. Brown on the turnaround, off iron into Iverson's hands, and here they come. Who goes to pick up Iverson now? It'll be Davis awaiting him. P.J. tries to double. Snow on the other side, runs into Lynch and hits Traylor, and the foul is against Traylor as Snow goes down. As soon as about it, we're tied at 101 inside of 2 minutes. And we shall see here. I would not count the 76ers out of this baby. McKee, Iverson, Snow, Van Horn, and Coleman with 16 seconds left on the shot clock. Both coaches have a full timeout and a 20. Inside of 2 minutes, and Iverson pops out on top. Van Horn to screen high. McKee gives it back down to Allen Iverson in low. Back to Snow, 3 on the shot. Here comes Iverson from the corner. Philadelphia takes the lead at the 1:43 mark on the Iverson deuce.
Well, that was Allen Iverson was trying to deceive the Hornets defender. He was acting like the play was going the other way. He made a nice cut to the bucket.
Mashburn, scoreless last 5 minutes. Back to the basket. Has McKee. Double by Derek Coleman. Swings free throw line. Fade away on Coleman. Not there. Battle rebound. George Lynch has got it. Here's Davis. Fresh 24. Fresh shot clock now for the Hornets.
Derek Coleman can space Jamal Mashburn here. He's playing him too tight.
Mashburn has it knocked away by Coleman into Davis's hands. Now 10 on the shot. Davis comes back. It's a 2. No, underneath Traylor. Misses again underneath for the layup. Van Horn's off with it. Now inside of a minute. And the 76ers are 50 seconds away now from moving on to the Eastern Conference semifinals. New Orleans has to have a stop here. 9 on the shot now. Iverson holds it outside on Barron. Davis comes with him, and here's Snow. Snow put it down. Pump fake shot. No. That'll rebound. Huge rebound. Van Horn with 3 enormous rebounds this quarter. Now 28. The shot clock not synced up. Allen Iverson forced to the floor and uses that timeout that he has. So Allen Iverson with that timeout in his pocket under pressure from Baron Davis. Let's see if it's going to be a full or a 20 over here.
I tell you what, Brent, I'm surprised that anybody else other than Allen Iverson takes a shot coming down the stretch. I want the ball in AI's hands. Eric Snow penetrating back at the defense. Allen Iverson, nothing but the bottom.
Almost a 3, wasn't it? It was on. Now, here's the critical thing. 14 on the shot. 23.9 left on the game clock. They're not synced up. Let's see how Larry Brown attacks it. Will he use time, or will they go and try to set a play quickly? They're sitting on only a 2-point lead right now, 103-101. 14 on the shot. Inbounds to Coleman, who gives it back to Snow. Brown wants to take time off. You can tell by how Snow's reacting. He's going to move him at 5. Here comes Iverson. He's got it on Davis. Picks up his dribble. Comes in the air, firing. Yes! Off the glass with 10 seconds. Allen Iverson has done it. We're sitting on a 2-possession game right now, and it's running out on the New Orleans Hornets as Allen Iverson with 43 points here tonight shows you why he belongs on the Olympic team. And of course, he belongs on the Olympic team. And of course, he's been added. One of the great gutty performances by Allen Iverson here tonight. Take a look at him under enormous pressure from Baron Davis. Philadelphia has scored the last 7 points of this game, 5 of them by Allen Iverson. And let's also have a big tip of the hat to Keith Van Horn. Keith Van Horn tonight has had 18 rebounds, several huge boards here in the 4th quarter.
I don't know how in the world he got that shot off, Britt. And that's what I'm just talking about. The superstars in the playoffs have not disappointed. And I figured they would really go after their first good shot here. I didn't look for them to run the shot clock down because really what's the advantage? Because the game clock and the shot clock, like you said, were not in sync. I mean, you're giving them 9 or 10 seconds as opposed to 13, 14 seconds. No big deal there. You should be able to get into your play.
I think we'll see that shot again tonight on SportsCenter. Sixers are indeed wild. Already Detroit has forced a Game 7 by winning in Orlando. Portland closing in. And won't the Dallas Mavericks feel the heat now? As it's worth another look here, Sean.
Just time running down. And he shoots his ball over 2 big defenders. And I know he called bank. You think Larry's happy?
Now, New Orleans, what they have to do, they must go as fast as they can. This is a 2-possession game. It's 105-101. Then you've got to foul whoever takes the inbound pass. First of all, you got to hope that you can hit this field goal. Baron Davis, Jamal Mashburn are out there. George Lynch, Pack is on the floor. Here comes Brown. Barron's going to take it himself. Barron's just going to attack the basket. Here he comes. Rolls up and in good. We've still got 3-9. Now comes the quick foul. 105-103. We're sitting on a 2. Coleman will take it out of bounds. They front him. Here comes the inbounds pass. Pack is over with the foul. Allen Iverson will come up to the free throw line now. 2.6 seconds to go.
And you win it, you can put them away right here. Knock them both down. Essentially, the game's over with 2.6. And that really surprises me when you look at those free throw numbers.
He is now 12 of 17 at the free throw line. Allen Iverson is money.
Brent, when you consider that the Hornets were in the bonus with 10 minutes to play, they didn't take advantage enough.
A two again. 107-103, 2.6 to go, and it's just about all over. You know, there is a story brewing here regarding the New Orleans coach. I'm going to change the storyline from Philadelphia over to New Orleans. Paul Silas is about to become a free agent with this franchise. When we talked to him about it, Sean asked him directly if he was going to stay. He said he'd like to, but there's going to be some other situations developing around the league, and he's not sure. And, of course, Paul Silas, if anybody in the NBA, has deserved a huge boost in his salary from ownership here. As George Shinn, the majority owner, has been unable to get together with Paul Silas. Paul Silas, one of the classiest and one of the best coaches in the NBA, came into a new city down here, had one injury after another. And this team has driven the 76ers into a 6th game right now. But who knows what the future holds for Paul Silas and the New Orleans Hornets. Sports Center is coming up next, folks.
You're exactly right, though. Class act. He's got to coach somewhere.
P.J. Brown, they got a fire on the catch. Davis will. The three, in and out, and that'll do it. Philadelphia moves to the Eastern Conference semifinal round. There'll be a handshake between Larry Brown and Paul Silas. A lot of respect for each other. The two coaching staffs both did a superb job. And Philadelphia moves along now. What? Allen Iverson and Baron Davis. Mashburn playing hurt in this series. Van Horn tonight with 18 points to go along with his 18 rebounds. What can you say about Jamal Mashburn? 36 points, 21 in the third quarter, John. The crowd very disappointed here in New Orleans, but they were treated to an exciting first season.
They really were, and they're going to have plenty more exciting seasons to come when you talk about the young talent and nucleus on this team.
It was a wonderful hug between Larry Brown and his former player George Lynch, both from North Carolina. Let's check in with Sal.
Hold on, he's tying his shoe right now and hugging his teammate. If you ever wondered where the heart of a champion resided, and you saw it tonight from Allen Iverson, 45 points tonight, my friend. Tell me what it means to you guys, first off, to make it into the second round after what you went through last year.
It means everything. You know, we didn't think about anything that happened last year. All we were concerned about is what was going on this year. And, you know, we had to play a tough team. We was in a war night in and night out, and this definitely was a